van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and here. Good thing, Sarah, this canyon right here.
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Ms. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say that basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores. How's everybody doing? Oscar Blue right here live from Tijuana, Mexico. Nice to see you guys. It's a beautiful day outside, so I wanted to take the live feed outside into a park. It's a beautiful day right here outside in Tijuana, Baja California. God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana. And God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. How's everybody doing? My God, people, a lot of people, you know, the subject and the title says migrants from Africa and from Haiti are coming into the border of Tapachula. And I just saw a comment that says, my question is why Mexico is not even closing their borders. I will ask you the same exact question. Why the United States is allowing this through Texas, through Roma, through La Jolla, through all of this. Why the United States also, his president, is inviting and incentivizing all of this to continue. Why the United States president is still incentivizing unaccompanied minors to come into our country. This is an incentivization. It is a globalization of immigration. It's not about a political party, although in the United States of America, the leftist Democrat agenda and communist agenda, it is the one that is pushing this, you know, and it is ultimately, you know, it's one-sided migration. But we need to understand, you know, you're consistently blaming the border south of Mexico when you don't see the actual problem that you already got in the cancer of globalization and the cancer of communists that you got in your Congress. You don't see that. It is actually, you need to see your problems first to actually start saying, okay, this is what is going on in the South Door in Mexico. It is provoked by this, and it has to do a lot with Mexico signing the Globalist Compact of Immigration. But ultimately, the United States is trying to fall into this narrative of globalization of immigration. So we need to understand that first and foremost, but with furthermore to start to talking about the subject. Now, let's get right into it. It's going to be, it's hard to see how this is a city that I have visited 3 times already. We have traveled to Guatemala 3 times already, and also to Tapachula 3 times. I have had the pleasure to travel alone and also working with journalists over there in Tapachula and in Guatemala. Also, I had the privilege the second time that I went with Ben Bergquam and Real America's Voice News, and also I had the phenomenal privilege to go the 3rd time with my partner and brother, Anthony Agüero, and also Ben Berquam and myself. We went, the three of us, to explain and to expose how the open border it is working on Mexico with Guatemala, and the National Guard and our government of Mexico is not doing anything about it. It looks kind of like the same as what is happening right now to the United States of America. Don't get your feelings hurt, but it looks kind of like the same. The Border Patrol has become a processing agency, which they just allow people to enter, and then they process them into practically into a detention center. So it is kind of like what is happening right now in Mexico. It is ultimately now happening in the United States of America, but it's really hard for United States citizens to digest. It is kind of like a really difficult problem to explain to you guys. And it is for Americans to say, oh, no, this is going to stop like this. This is going to happen like this. It is not going to happen like this. For Donald Trump, it took him a lot of time to fix the relationship with Mexico in terms to immigration. You have heard him speak. A lot of the people are saying, hey, let's go back to the Trump policy. Even Donald Trump said, it's really difficult to go back to what I did. It was really difficult to make it. It was really difficult to build that relationship. And it was really difficult to have the power to stop. So now all of it is just, burning to ashes, because this administration does not care about, legal migration. It just care about open borders. So this is basically what let me put a video. This video is actually coming in from Tapachula. This is the actual situation. More than 800 migrants have arrived from Africa, from all parts of Africa, from Ghana, from Angola, from Congo, and ultimately from Cameroon. And also, they have arrived from Haiti. I will actually ask the people on the live feed to watch with your language. We're trying to give the news right here about what is happening in the irregular migration that is basically these leftists. This is why I figured out how to name this. And I will tell you, these people from the left and these people from the communist agenda in the United States of America, if you tell them the word invasion, they will say invasion is with weapons, is with this, is taking a territory by force. That is an invasion. If you get the significance, I'm just saying in a synopsis, what is an invasion? Really, if I go to the dictionary right now, I will give a large explanation of what is an invasion. So I said to myself, okay, you don't want to call it like that. And it is particularly, all right, if you go to census and if you go to particulars of what is an invasion, all right, you probably, you probably have some accuracy, as I have also some relevancy, and also I have a justification. If you don't want to call it like that, let me search for a new term. And this is a colonization. This is what it is, people. And it is exactly like that. And I have read multiple books about colonization, and I will start this next week. I will start putting examples of how countries, how borders have been colonized. And it is exactly what is happening in our border at Tapachula with Guatemala, and also what is happening in the border with the United States with Mexico. They are trying, this is an agenda that is trying to break the sovereignty of nations. No borders, no walls, no country at all, and ultimately no law, no immigration law. This is why the Democrats are trying to eliminate the term illegal, so the illegal entry and the crime that is a federal crime will be eliminated from federal law and ultimately be colonized. Search for the term colonization. I have said it multiple times, and I have put it on the screen what colonization means and what is the colonial structures, as colonization comes with the definition of colonial structures. And the colonial structures are the people that they are helping to help the colonization to happen. The Democrats, the Nancy Pelosi's, the Rashida Tlaib's, the Ilhan Omar's, the Alexandria Ocasios, the Veronica Escobar's, all these people that they work ultimately at the borders, and they're providing and they're incentivizing ultimately Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and the one that is managing all of this, that is Barack Obama, that everybody knows that is Barack Obama 3.0 this, because exactly what started happening with the migration, the mass migration in 2015, this is what happened right now. That is what is happening right now. In 2015, under the Obama administration, Obama was the first one to bring this globalistic ideology of mass migration. Remember, I will search for videos from 2015 when a massive caravan of 15,000 people from Haiti came over here, and ultimately they were their number one purpose is for migrate to the United States. The first caravan of people from Haiti accommodated themselves to our culture, and really they accommodated to the border culture, and they created businesses. They're really good people. They're hardworking people. The 15,000 they accommodated over here, but it was weird to see how masses of people were arriving, and we're like, it is unexplainable. But then later on, we started understanding that the past president, that it was Peña Nieto, had a mutual agreement with Barack Obama and Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and all the administration of the left Democrat to create a globalization of immigration with the United Nations. And Barack Obama was the one to bring this ideology into the West Hemisphere, into the continent of America. It was now it's Mexico's fault, because Mexico is falling into that, and it is Mexico that is used as a puppet for the leftist agenda in the United States of America. Remember, if we start using the term invasion, the leftists and the Democrats are going to start using the justification. Invasion is with weapons. Invasion is with taking over territory, assassination, and all this kind of stuff. That is an invasion. All right, you don't want to call it an invasion. I will search for a correct term. And as I have been studying this correct term, it is actually a colonization of our borders. That you cannot unjustify. Tell me, I have put on the screen what a colonization is. And you leftists, you don't have no justification to not tell me that this is a complete colonization of our borders using underneath your wing the United Nations, ACNUR, the Commission of Refugees, COMPARTE, the Commission of National Refugees, and ultimately the pandering that is, the whole world is suffering, and we need to suffocate one country, that is the United States of America. Why? Why these leftists are not educating the migrants that there's 154 countries that they can migrate. 154 countries that they can migrate. Why only the United States? Because that's where the only family that they have. Search for colonization. And I will put the term colonization at last. When I finish, I will put on the screen what colonization means. Again, I will try to explain it. So I will tell you, because this is the justification of the left. They say, oh, you know what? All the people are migrating to the United States because they have their family members over here. If you search for colonization, the term, you will see that a lot of these people are going. And colonization, the definition says that the people that migrate, it says refers to migrants, they go back to where they were, or where they are, where their family members are located at. It is crazy. Let me just show you this video, man. You are correct calling it an invasion, Oscar. No, I'm not going to call it an invasion. No, I'm not. It is a colonization. It is not if we search for the term invasion, it's a lot of people are going to say it is an invasion. Let's figure it out what the term invasion and what colonization is, because the left is going to use invasion as they're using weapons, they're using assassination terms. Search for the term invasion, and then you will understand what is colonization and invasion. So if you search for the term colonization, you will understand that colonization, it is more reparative, and it is more assertive than anything else that an invasion. It is a colonization. And let's educate these leftist people. If they are trying to denigrate and they're trying to digress the term invasion, all right, let's search and let's research of what is really happening, and you will see colonization, what it means. And I will explain it. Stay with me in this video, because we have multiple interesting videos. We have an interview with the Mexican resident right here that is going to explain how he feels about this situation that is happening at the borders. That is, it is undeniably, it is a first time, possibly in the 21st century that we see this kind of situation, and in our lifetime. Let me put this video on so you will see how 800 migrants, apparently that's the quantity that they're saying, around 800 migrants. This is the park that we had traveled right here in the back. You see a really beautiful building. That is a governmental palace of the city of Tapachula. It is really contemporary. It was built on the late 1800s, early 1900s, something like that. And it is full and it is packed, people. It is full and it is packed. Let me put clip number 1. This is clip number 1. Clip number 2. This is the area of the park. It is it is just overwhelmed with people that they just arrived. Excuse me, that they just arrived from Africa, and it is a plaza that ultimately, we have visited. We have walked through this plaza so many times. We have walked through this plaza so many times, and this is the plaza that usually, migrants that they're coming in from Guatemala to our country of Mexico, they usually station right there and they camp out. Get to know this is going to happen. I already told my contact they're stationed right there at that park. He said yes, they're going to start camping out, and he said yes, I know that they're going to start camping out. And this is a mass migration. Ultimately, their goal is to go to the United States of America. So you have a continuous it's a continuous effect, the continuous effect that is happening. And let me read one comment right here. Yes, let me just, I'm going to read some comments right here as we're doing the live feed. To me, colonization or invasion is the same thing. Incorrect, Miss Becky, with all respect. Let's do our research of the different terminologies. You say that's how the first caravans came into Mexico, with force of entry and violence into Mexican territory. Yes, but into the United States, you cannot say that. Although if you live in Mexico, you have a little bit of a justification to say it. But in the United States, they haven't done that. So let's go back to the clip number 2, and this is clip number 3 right here. This is the lines as the park is extending, and you have multiple, and it is growing, people. It is just this is undeniably, it's become, the officers are really concerned that right here a citizen is talking to the officers. A citizen is talking to the officers, and he's saying like, hey, what are you guys going to do? This is getting out of hand. We need sanitary protection right here for the citizens of Tapachula. This is getting out of hand, and nobody's doing anything about it. And it is just the most concern for Tapachula citizens is that the new wave of COVID is coming. The Delta variant and all this kind of stuff is coming in. So you will actually hear a citizen of Tapachula explaining that they don't, this is horribly. He says, we don't know who is coming in, and this is a justification that everybody has been. There's no justification. This is a question that everybody has asked in the world, even when people were migrating roughly through France, when people were migrating roughly through Italy, roughly to Spain, roughly to every parts of Europe. This is a question that everybody was asking. Who's coming in? We don't know who's coming in. We need biometrics. This is why Donald Trump was so hated. Because he was the first one that said we need biometrics for the kids, for the trafficking of children, for who is coming in, because we don't know if they're running out of their country and they committed a crime over there. And if they're committed a crime over there, it's logical that they need to be brought to justice in their native country. Why are we still on this open border policy where we don't have a organized situation? So this is the first interview that they did with the Mexican citizen, as he explains right here what he feels about this current situation. Look what he says right here, and I will translate as the video is going.
Migración debe poner énfasis en este sentido, toda vez que pues podemos ver mucha gente extranjera.
The Institute National of Immigration needs to be emphatic, man, on controlling the situation. Every day we're seeing different types of people on this border.
Aquí en Tapachula, muchos de ellos pues no reúnen los requisitos ni sabemos cuál es su historia.
A lot of them, they don't even have the requirements to migrate, and basically we don't know their history. We don't know where they're coming from.
Como persona, no vaya a ser que por acá ande alguna organización delictiva.
And we're a little bit concerned, because we don't know who's coming in, and we don't know if there is a delinquent organization in these large groups that they're coming in into Tapachula.
Y no queremos que a los ciudadanos tapachultecos pues nos cause alguna incomodidad.
And we don't want the citizens of Tapachula to happen in conformity with our lives, to affect our lives. So this is why we need to speak up. It has the crime incremented, and has the assaults with the deadly weapon or assaults have they incremented in the city of Tapachula? And this is his response.
Esto lo podemos ver a cada rato, ¿verdad?
Yes, this you can see this, you know, every time. You can see this at every moment.
Pues vas caminando en las calles, algunos te paran.
You know, you're walking on the streets. Some of them, they stop you.
Exigen que les des dinero.
They are demanding, the migrants are demanding for you to give them money.
Si no les das dinero, pues te presionan manera.
If you don't give them money, they pressure you. They pressure you to give them money.
De que te están extorsionando, pues.
They basically, you know, extortioning you. If you don't give them money, they will hurt you.
Entonces, el llamado a migración a COMPARTE es que apresuren la documentación de estas personas para que pues, muchos puedan seguir ese sueño americano.
You know, basically, the report is saying, so basically, the citizens of Tapachula, they want the COMAR, that is the Commission National of Refugees, and ACNUR, the International, you know, Refugee Organization of the United Nations, to basically fast forward into the process for them to move to the American dream.
Sí, en efecto, para que pues, también ya quedemos un poco más tranquilos acá.
Yeah, in effect, you know, so we can be more peaceful over here because we don't want this. This is the problem, people. This is not his fault. You know, this is not this Mexican that you know, he looks that he has a heart. This is not his fault. This fault is because of the Mexican president. A lot of people, I don't like when people say this is Mexico's fault. It's not Mexico because Mexico represents me and I'm a Mexican and I don't want this. You know, as you're seeing, there's a lot of Mexicans that they are against this situation, that they're against this situation. And, you know, and somebody saying we're talking about Mexico, not the U.S. And to me, it is an invasion. What the left says, for you, it is. For me, it's not. Right now, for me, it's not. And we're not talking about Mexico. We're talking about the borders, internationally borders. So get your facts straight. So this guy from Mexico, basically, you know, and I'm being honest, you know, this guy from Mexico right here, what he's saying is, you know what, I need them to get out and to move to the United States of America, because that is ultimately where they want to go. This is sad because he knows he only wants to live in his land. He only wants to live peacefully. As for United States citizens, you know, they ultimately only want to live peacefully in their country. Now, this is the problem. This is the problem. The problem is that the Mexican president is still in the globalist compact of immigration. And if he's still in the globalist compact of immigration, if he still is in the globalist compact of immigration, now you're going to know that this is not going to stop. I've been saying this since 2018 when I started broadcasting about this, 2019, 2020. And in 2020, I told every single one of you, this is going to get worse. If Donald Trump does not get reelected, this is going to get worse. It's going to get really bad. Really, really bad. It's going to get really bad. And no, they're like, no, I don't think that it's going to get that bad. Look what the situation, what it's come to right now. Let me make a quick pause. For everybody that is watching, thank you so much. We're live at YouTube and we're live at Facebook. I'm Oscar Blue from Border Network News. Good evening to everybody. It's a Sunday. I'm outside right here in the park. Let's give it a like to that YouTube video, and let's give it a like to that Facebook video so we can break the algorithms and we can bring more people on the live feed. You know, God bless everybody. It will help us, you know, spread the word, and also it will help us more entirely to fight censorship. If we give it a like to the video on Facebook and we, you know, hit that bell at YouTube, it will break the algorithms. Also, you know, God bless every single one of you. Buy me a coffee is on top of the link. If you guys like to cooperate and contribute to our independent reporting, buy me a coffee is on top of the link. So I want to thank everybody for joining in. Support independent media, as we are a few that we are reporting about the enormous, you know, situation, mass migration that is happening around the world. So let's go right here back to the interview with this young gentleman, as the reporter saying, you know, so the purpose is for them to move to the American dream. As he says, you know, sadly, he's saying yes, but it is incorrect. This needs to stop, and it needs to stop in Mexico. It needs to stop it all across the world. This mass migration, it is not working. You know, capitalist countries, they need to understand that for this to stop, they need to, you know, every country needs to fix their corruption, fix their irregular system, and ultimately fix their, you know, poverty and insecurity situation.
Sí, y no solamente a migración, también en efecto, y también a lo que es la cuestión de salud. ¿sí? Al secretario.
We're not also making a calling to the Institute National of Immigration and also to ACNUR, that is the organization of the United Nations, but ultimately to the health department. They're really concerned, people, about health. And they're really concerned about health because the majority of Tapachula citizens, this is freedom of speech. This ultimately, Tapachula citizens have all been vaccinated. And all of them, they are precautionary, taking the precautions for them to go back to living, and ultimately to impulse and to boost the economy again. It is unequivocally, the thing that they want back into their normal lives. And this is as long as this does not get stopped. If this does not get stopped, this will continue, and it will continue really bad. It's going to get worse. So he goes off and he says this.
Secretario Municipal de Salud y también al secretario de Salud del Estado.
De alguna forma, Tapachula ha sido invadida, pues los migrantes siguen llegando.
Siguen llegando y si no se controla.
And it says, the reporter, practically Tapachula has been taken over by migrants of the world, and they continue to arrive. And he says, yes, they continue to arrive.
Esto, pues al rato nos van a desplazar de acá.
And this is, oh, wow. Woo. Wow, this is sad to hear. Wow, let me return it back so you guys can understand what reemplazar is. Reemplazar is basically replace us. So he says, wow, this is sad because it's my country and it's our people. Basically the reporter is saying, what is your feeling right now in terms of this, that this is not going to stop? And he says it's going to get to the point that they are going to replace us. Colonization. This is why I'm saying that this is a colonization. The term invasion, it is applicable. Yes, a lot of people are going to say this is an invasion. All right, take it as it is. But if you go directly into how you want to describe this, and if you want to describe it, specifically and more studied into what they are trying to do, ultimately is open the borders. Ultimately, it is number one to, basically no sovereignty, no borders. But this is exactly what he said and what I have been explaining. He says at one particular point, if this doesn't stop, they're going to replace us. Look what he says. This is a Mexican citizen for everybody to understand. If this doesn't get controlled, they're going to desplazarnos. They're going to remove us. They're going to replace us. Amazing.
El tema de salud.
And more entirely, I'm more concerned of the health issue. I'm more concerned of the health issue. Let us go to the part 2 of the interview. I'm only going to play, some minutes of the part 2 of the interview.
Ever Pérez Cabrera.
Basically the reporter saying, his name, he presented himself. This is part 2. This is part 1 of the interview, but I wanted to put part 2 first. And it says, my name is Ever Pérez Cabrera. What is your thoughts right now of the mass migration that is occurring right now in Tapachula?
Antes que nada, muy buenas tardes y muchas gracias por la entrevista. En efecto, fíjate que en estos tiempos podemos ver mucha gente extranjera.
Yeah, and in effect, you can see, and first of all, I want to thank everybody for, thank you for the interview. In effect, you can see that there's a lot of foreign people right now in our city.
Que transita por el centro de la ciudad.
That they are transitating through the downtown area.
En donde sin la mayor precaución ellos andan transitando sin su cubreboca.
Where, the majority of these people are, wandering around in the city without no face mask.
Y esto genera una tensión a la ciudadanía de Tapachula.
And this generates attention to the citizens of Tapachula.
Puesto que corremos el riesgo inminente pues de.
And this is the problem, because we go through a risk. That is an imminent risk that we Tapachula citizens, Mexican citizens, we're going through. That we can get infected with a possible disease or possible sickness.
Sí, así también podemos ver a la gente extranjera ocupar hoy en día calles de la ciudad.
And then exactly that same way, we can see foreign people occupy the streets of our city,
Estableciendo algunos negocios de manera informal y
establishing businesses and as a really informal way. What is businesses as a really informal way? Businesses that they're not paying taxes, businesses that they're not registered, businesses that they are basically not registered in the system of Mexico, and businesses that they are not basically registered. Basically, is the system. Somebody's saying, Oscar, just like you, Americans don't want this, as you Mexicans don't want this. I never said that Americans wanted this. Who said that? Has anybody heard me in one time in history that I have said that? It is the left administration. It is the left that I had always said this. I don't know what, possibly it is just going on coming, but this is what he says. Look what he says right here in the last. This is the last thing that I will put right here so you can listen to this interview. My God, man. And these irregular businesses that they're establishing themselves without permits, it is affecting the local businesses that we are working legally. And they're not complying with the municipal laws that our municipal city it is telling them to comply with. It is because of that we do a calling to the Institute National of Immigration
para que por ahí hagan algunos rondines en lo que es el centro de la ciudad.
So you can do your roundouts in the downtown area. Wow, man. Holy cow. There was a disease that is now spreading in that community. In the community of Tapachula, I have reported it before. It is a disease that is called leishmaniasis. Leishmaniasis, it is a mosquito bit. It's called leishmaniasis. Thank you for the Oscar Blue team that brought me to that subject to attention. Leishmaniasis, it is kind of like a mosquito. I reported about it, and I will put it on the screen as soon as I find it. Leishmaniasis, it is a mosquito that bits on the skin, and it opens up like a womb, and like an open womb, and then pus starts coming out. This leishmaniasis, infection, it was basically transmitted, and it was basically more infected in the Darien area. Darien, remember that I have exposed all of this also. It is in Panama. Panama has a canal that is called El Darien. That is where the massive trafficking and the biggest trafficking occurs in the whole continent of America. It is the most difficult and dangerous place to migrate. It is in the middle of the jungle, and these kind of situations and these kind of factors and infections happen in that part of El Darien, and that specifically trickled and also has come into the Tapachula border. This happened in 2018 and 2019 when massive migrants of Honduras started leaving Honduras because of the mass dengue. Dengue was another mosquito that it was bitten a lot of people, and dengue was bringing mucus, also headache, also sicknesses, and also eye dryness and all this kind of stuff. So all these sicknesses and all these kind of stuff are the ones that the Tapachula citizens are really concerned. They're extremely concerned about what is going to happen to their population. This is a citizen that is speaking out, and there are a lot of Tapachula citizens that they're speaking out. This is why, people, I have said it before, and I'm going to say it again. This is why the globalist compact of immigration, it is not working, and it is not going to work. The globalist compact of immigration, people, it is the most irresponsible way to put people's lives in danger. It is the most irresponsible way to put people's lives in danger. And I am trying to search right here the word that I have been emphatic and I have been putting through consistently for everybody to understand and for everybody to learn. Let me see if I can find it right here, because I have to scroll down. But this is amazing. You're getting to see now Mexican citizens standing up. As also I reported that indigenous people in the part of Pentalco in Chiapas are rising on this, on these groups that they're called autodefensas. There's an auto defense group that these, the indigenous people are tired of the cartel activity, the sicario activity, the assassinations, the kidnappings, people taking over their land. The Mexican people are tired of this, and plus add to the factor that this mass migration that is occurring in the South Door of Tapachula. I told you guys, and I don't speculate. I told you the Tapachula border is going to collapse, and the border that is actually collapsing right now in the north, it is the border of Texas. It is undeniably being right now. It's taken over by the organized crime, and this is what it is. Now, it has been taken over by the organized crime, and it has been taken over by, organized groups that they are not respecting, not even the Border Patrol. They're not even respecting no authority whatsoever. You have seen what happened in Del Rio. In Del Rio, Texas, I did an interview with George El Conservador. That is, I respect that man. We did an interview on his radio station, and he asked me, Oscar, why this happened in Del Rio? Why did it happen at 12 o'clock in the evening when 300 migrants arrived into Del Rio and a non-port of entry that is a wall? And I said, at 12 o'clock it happened because the traffickers know that if they send this massive group of people, 300 people in necessity with children, they're going to start saying it's a heat wave. It's hot, man. It's hot. Let us in. Look, we got kids. So undeniably, the humanitarian factor comes in, and they're going to let them in. That happened at 12 o'clock. Guess what? I said to every single one of you, I said, if they start letting these people in by that port of entry, this is not going to stop. It's going to continue and continue and continue. And everybody started watching that. On the next day, it started happening at the same time. The next day started happening at the same time. The next day started happening at the same time. And it was a non-stop. This is the problem. It looks like the Biden administration knows what the organized crime is doing in our country of Mexico. They know how the enormous trafficking that is occurring in our country of Mexico. They know that these people are not just gathering together right here on the side of the park, and they're saying, all 300 of us, let's go over there. No, they have to go to some filter, and the filter is the organized crime, is the cartel, is the traffickers. And these organized groups that they are working, and they are practically taxing the migrant for them to transit into a territory. The United States and the Biden administration is just incentivizing that to happen and to not stop, because you have said multiple times that you prefer the children to be saved than to be assassinated or die in the future in the United States of America, in their own country. Let's look at this term. As I just shown you right now, videos of what is happening in Tapachula, and I have read this before, and I'm going to read it again for people to understand why am I calling it a colonization. It is really simple. It's really simple. Why am I calling it a colonization? And you guys need to understand the term between invasion and colonization. And this is practically it. A lot of people are saying it's the two. Well, okay, go ahead. Everybody has their own term. But you got to study first what is invasion and what is colonization. And basically this right here, people, this is an exact example of what is happening to the United States of America. Look what it says right here. Refers to a colonization. Refers to a large scale of population movements where the migrants, and even they inclusify the terminology, where the migrants maintain strong links with their ancestors. This is what I was telling you, that a lot of the majority of the people that they're migrating, they're economic migrants. A lot of them, they're legitimate asylum cases. This is why I have said multiple times before, go to DHS.gov, research which people they qualify, which people know. And there needs to be a cap. There needs to be a gap when you just say, this is how much we can take from 1 year, from 2 years, from 3 years, from 4 years. And right now, there is a port of entry where Joe Biden said 62,500 people are going to let him in as asylum and refugee cases. But you have open doors on the border, on the mountain. So what the hell? So that is not 62,500. That is basically, not respecting your own immigration law, that you are the president. So look what it says right here. It says refers. Let me drink a little bit of coffee. It says refers to a large scale of population movements where the migrants maintain strong links with their ancestors. Which is their ancestors? Their family members. I'm moving to the United States because I got family over there, because I got this, because I got that. So that is their number one objective. And then they say gaining significant privileges over other inhabitants of the territory by such links. This is inevitably, happening right now. This is inevitably happening right now. Look what the Mexican citizen just said, that there's a lot of businesses that the irregular migrants they're putting on the streets because they don't have no work permit. They don't have no way to get a living through their pockets for them to survive because of this globalization of immigration by the philanthropist. That's the most stupidest terminology for George Soros. A philanthropist, George Soros, that is a traitor to the world, and he should be prosecuted for this inhumane globalization of immigration. But this is what is happening. I just put you an example. Look what it says right here. Look what it says right here. It says gaining significant privileges over the inhabitants of the territory by such links. So what is happening to your veterans, the homeless veterans that they're in the United States? You got deported veterans of the United States of America that they're not getting the accessibility as other people in refugee asylum cases. These are people that they serve the country of the United States of America. I don't care about their past. I don't care what they did. Everybody deserves a second chance to go back to the United States of America if you have complied with being a better human being, a better individual in society. Deported veterans, as they did in the Barack Obama administration, that they deported more Mexicans and Latinos than anybody in history, and he deported more veterans in history also in the Obama administration. They need also to go back, and they're getting, this mass migration is getting more privileges than other people that they live actually in their countries. Now it says when colonization takes place under the protection of colonial structures, who is protecting the colonization? Their colonial structures. What are the colonial structures? The Democrats in the United States of America. That is the Nancy Pelosi's, the Rashida Tlaib's, the Ilhan Omar's, the Alexandria Ocasios, the Gavin Newsom's, the Veronica Escobar's, the leftist organizations. These are the ones that are colonial structures. As for Mexico, the colonial structure is just one: the Globalist Compact of Immigration, and also the president of Mexico, that is Andrés Manuel López Obrador. And it says right here, it may be termed settler colonization. This often involves the settlers dispossessing indigenous inhabitants. That this is happening right now in Mexico. And this is ultimately happening with people. They're stationing them in hotels. They're stationing them in big massive big massive detention centers, that they are getting adequate treatment. And the citizens of the United States of America, that they're homeless. Look at the situation in California. They are not getting exactly the same treatment. And they're saying, or instituting legal and other structures while systematically disadvantage them. So these are who is protecting this colonization from not getting disadvantaged? The ACLU, the lawyers, the activists, the liberal activists. This is why it is so important for us to understand that Joe Biden is sending the $4 billion to help Central America, but to nonprofit organizations. That is the biggest mistake, because you're incentivizing for this to grow, to not stop, not to be stopped. The whole purpose is to send the money to nonprofit, to the government, and to ultimately to send a task force for them to be, exclusively demanding the government that is the money is being sent to better the structure, to better security, to better the borders, to better everything, the economy. That is the whole purpose. That is what Donald Trump wanted to do when he was president. Joe Biden wants to send $4 billion, people, specifically to the nonprofit organizations, which tells you that this is not going to stop. This is not going to stop. Listen, people, Alejandro Mayorkas, that is the head chief of the Department of Homeland Security, he did the most hypocritical and treason to his own people that I've seen possibly in history. This is a migrant that came, Alejandro Mayorkas, the head chief of the Department of Homeland Security of the United States of America. This is a migrant that escaped communism in 1962 with his grandparents on a boat to the United States of America. The United States accepted him as an asylum, as a refugee case, and now he is the head chief of the Department of Homeland Security. My God, he's blessed. And I'm not saying he got to that particular standpoint and he got to that particular position without being smart. Possibly the man is really capable of doing whatever he wants, whatever he is capable of. But right now, the situation with Cuba, that they're trying to escape strict communism, complete dictatorship of communism. Cuba, the Cuban citizens, that is a legitimate asylum case. And he said, no, I'm not accepting them. Those ones, if they come by the sea into my country, I will not accept them. But I will continue to accept whatever is coming on the south door. Why? Because he doesn't want to import Republicans. He doesn't want to import independent people. He doesn't want to import conservatives. He doesn't want to import people that are against communism and socialism. But he wants to import whatever it is filtered over here. That is a strategy. As I'm saying, colonial structures. These colonial structures are the ones that institute, the ones that they manipulate, the ones that they educate, the ones that they indoctrinate, the people where they are coming in from the South to say the Republicans are racist, the Republicans with the triple K, they're nationalists. You know, that this is, if you follow that political party, you will commit the biggest mistake at everything that you're a narcissist, you're a xenophobe, you are racist, you are everything that is involved with, you know, being a worse human being. You don't take the backs, you don't do this, you don't do that. So it is completely different scenarios, different worlds. This is why he doesn't close it over here, but he closes it on the other side. Look what it says right here, colonization. The last part, in its basic sense, colonization can be defined as the process of establishing foreign control over target territories or people. This is what is going on with the organized crime. And I will say it again, and I will ask the American audience again. Who is controlling your borders right now? Is it the Border Patrol? Is it the Biden administration? Or is it, excuse me, who's controlling your borders right now? Is it the Border Patrol? Or is it the organized crime? Two questions right there. Or, you know, who is it? Question. Really quick question. Who's controlling your borders? Is it the Border Patrol, the ones that they have el sartén por el mango, como decimos, like we say over here in Mexico? Is it the Border Patrol that they have control of their borders? Is it the United States Customs? Is it law and order that they have control of your borders? Who is controlling your borders? Who is it? Be real with yourselves. Don't get your feelings hurt, because there's a lot of organized crime. But ultimately, the number one is the United Nations, because they committed this globalist compact of immigration and treason of against against migration law against the world. But look what it says right here. Look what it says, colonization. It says, in its basic sense, colonization can be defined as the process of establishing foreign control over target territories or people for the purpose of cultivation. It is not the purpose of cultivation. This is a definition of colonization back in the 18th, 17th, 16th, 15th, 14th century. Right now, for the purpose is to completely open the borders, destabilize, colonize a border, take over a border, and to not have exclusively control of law and order. This is a question, because a lot of people say politicians are controlled by who? No. Don't go by structures. No, go directly to the source. Don't go by structures. A politician is a puppet. He's a puppet. Joe Biden is a puppet. Kamala Harris is a puppet. Who pays the politicians in Mexico? Who pays the politicians? El cartel, the organized crime. Who controls the mass migration and the globalist agenda in the world? The United Nations. George Soros, the elite. Come on, people, wake up. Come on. It's time for us to understand what they're doing. And this is a complete destruction of the border. Really, I'm not exacerbating. And I'm not, creating hysteria at the borders. These people that they're saying creating hysteria at the borders, and they're United States citizens. They don't even live over here. And if they lived over here, they live over here by 5 or 6 years. And they want to start claiming, oh my God, you cannot demand on stolen land. You're not even a Mexican. You're talking about stolen land. Please read your history. The hell out of here with that. Simple as that. This is outstandingly, we need to understand now the whole purpose, as we are getting into a point that everybody's asking themselves, and everybody's really concerned, when is this going to stop? Because a lot of people are saying it's not stopping, Oscar. It's not stopping. It's not stopping. And I'm seeing that it's not stopping. It is not, nobody's doing anything about it. And Biden should be held accountable, and Biden should be this, and Biden should be that. But we're not understanding specifically what is the whole purpose of them. And then now if we start reading, and I will try to bring somebody in the live feed to explain the term colonization better, more understandable as terms to history of what they have done in terms to history, in terms of colonization. This is an article that it was released by Fox News. And, our team, Oscar Blue team, posted on our page. And if you go to my page, you will see this article. It says Border Patrol agents apprehended nearly 200 migrants at the border, more than half unaccompanied children. more than half unaccompanied children. Imagine that. More than half unaccompanied minors. I don't know if you have seen, but when our partner and when our partner at Border Network News, the other half of Border Network News, Anthony, when he has been going nonstop to Roma, Texas, to La Jolla, Texas, to broadcast what is going on. And I have seen multiple videos when he's live on the United States side. And when they're coming in, he sees kids. And he asks them, like, hey, how old are you? And they say like 12, 9. Some of them I've seen that he's interviewed that they're 7. And he asked them, like, hey, you came alone? Oh, no, with him. And who's him? The 12-year-old. And he asked the 12-year-old, who you came with? The other, my cousin, 13 years old. It is unbelievable what it is going to happen in the near future to the United States of America and the borders, and ultimately to our country of Mexico. But, everybody, the children are the ones that they're manipulated into this, and they're the ones that they're suffering because of the corruption and the complete destruction of their own countries where they're migrating from and where they're coming from. Also, people in the United States are also where they're going to use the same argument that is always just so tiring to hear. It is on a tax dollar, Oscar, where we cannot even take care of our own. We are going to take care of these children. It is just so exhausting to hear that on everyday basis. I know that, but what is the solution for that, and what is going to happen, and what is ultimately your number one, your what have you studied about what is going to happen with the future of your border if this doesn't get complete? You got more than 21,000 kids that they are arriving into your border. The majority of the children are going to stay in the border. This is the new generation that is going to start happening. This is why I'm calling the colonization people. This new generation that is going to, be stationed at the border, possibly with adults and, mostly men, adults. And this, how is it going to get the indoctrination into the, basically the indoctrination into the schools? That is going to be something that a lot of people are not understanding how aggravating this is, and how important it is for people to understand how they are educating the children in communist countries. And this is impressively, I am going to show you notebooks of Cuba. This is what's my whole purpose with this, and my whole goal is for you to understand the new generation that is coming into the United States of America. This new generation, remember what happened? Look what happened to Venezuela. Venezuela from 1998 till now, all that generation from 1998 till now, they only know communism. They have been indoctrinated to get handouts. They're okay to say, you know what? I'm okay with receiving every month a bag of rice. I'm okay to receive every month a bag of beans. And why should I go to school? Why should I study to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be an engineer, to be an architect, when I am going to receive exactly the same payment as that? So this is the new generation, the new mentality of generation. So with this, remember, everybody, don't put it. Everybody started asking, Oscar, are all of these globalist compacts, are they all together with one purpose? Yes, they are. Globalist Compact of Immigration, I have explained what it is. I have explained the Paris deal also, how it is, strictly connected with what is happening right now with the World Health Organization, and ultimately the Globalist Compact of the education. That is, everybody knows that the Pope Francis is a globalist, for God's sake. And everybody knows that the Pope and the Vatican have not said anything about what is going on in Cuba. They have not said anything about what is going on in Cuba. But look at these, I want to share something with you guys. I want to share something with you guys because this is the indoctrination of the Cuban kids. These are the indoctrination of the Cuban kids that they put on their notebooks, and this is what they educate to their Cuban kids. So this is coming. This is like the agenda, the communist agenda, what is coming in, the globalist agenda, what is coming into your country. This is how they indoctrinate the kids in Cuba. This is a notebook from Cuba that is specifically explaining It says, Eduardito vive en un pueblo nuevo, las casas son muy bonitas y qué linda escuela. They're basically saying Eduardito lives in a really in a new town. The theaters and the schools and everything is really nice and is really beautiful. But they're saying that in a communist country. Look what Cuba is now. Look what they're saying right here. Si el batallón fronterizo lo permitiría yo cuidar a la frontera con pañuelo de pianera. This is the national anthem. And this is how they indoctrinate the kids to say, oh, Cuba is good, Cuba is great. Look, there has a prison on the side. Look at this. Who's this? Mirta Aguirre says, Capitán tranquilo, paloma y león, cabellera lisa y sombrero de alón, cuchillo de filo, barbas de león, una gran sonrisa y un gran corazón. ¿A quiénes están dedicados estos versos? This is a communist guy also. That is basically talking about, how it's a poetry, but it's a poetic communist. This also another one right here, Fidel Castro. That it says, these kind of books that they're putting in schools, that they're basically creating poetry for children to understand what is communism and to let them understand that communism is good. These kind of images. What happened to the history of Cuba before this? You know what happened to the history of Cuba? You don't see the history of Cuba before in the notebooks before 62 years, right? That is colonization. That is what they're trying to do with your country of the United States of America and what they're trying to do to our country of Mexico. Eliminate the history. Eliminate what the country stands for. Eliminate the law. Eliminate the Constitution. Take away rights. Take away freedom of speech. Take away everything. So we will implement our new indoctrination and our new law. That is what communism is. These are the notebooks in elementary schools for children in Cuba. Look, it has a weapon. And it is just poetry. Poetry of attacks. It has a tank. This is another one. This is another one about the regime. This is the Cuban regime that they say that the Cuban regime is okay. It's just unbelievable. And this is what is coming to the West. It is already implemented in the West. A lot of people don't understand this, but it's already implemented in the West, in our West hemisphere. And this is extremely important for everybody to understand, because a lot of people are saying, oh, you know what? It's far away, Oscar Blue. No, it's already in the continent of America. A lot of people are not understanding this. And it's already in the continent of America, and they're using public figures. They're using big names to promote it. Remember that the new indoctrination of our children and what is happening to the future of our country and the future of our children has to do a lot with who's guiding our new generation. And you know who's guiding the new generation of the United States of America? Guys like this. For God's sake. Guys like that. This is the same guy. I made a post on my page. This is the same guy, LeBron James. This is the same guy that lives oppressed by the systematic white systematic racism. This is the guy that lives oppressed by the white people. This is the guy that lives oppressed by, he lives under oppression all the time, and they're violating his rights, and everybody's racist towards him. This is the same guy that he supports Black Lives Matter, a radical Marxist leftist organization. This is the same coward that put up a post to hurt a police officer and saying you're next, and then later on in Twitter he eliminated that. This is the same coward that and same guy that is promoting hatred against the United States flag, and every time he kneels down in the United States flag and he doesn't represent the United States of America, this is the same coward and the same ideology and the same leader that these colonial structures, as I just used the term colonization, these colonial structures are the ones that they are guiding the United States of America. Communism is evil, man. It is pure evil. And everybody that I have brought into my platform, Venezuela, people from Venezuela, people from Cuba, people from all over the world, people from Chile, people from all over the world, they have said communism does not work. Communism is horrible. In colonization, it is exactly what in my perception it is happening to every voter. It is exactly what has happened. Look at this ridicule guy, man. LeBron James becomes the first NBA player to be becoming a billionaire, and he is oppressed by the United States of America. He is oppressed by the white man, and he's oppressed by capitalism. Look what Colin Kaepernick, wearing a shirt of Fidel Castro. Jorge Masvidal, that he is he is a UFC fighter from Cuba, that he's Cuban American, that his daughter, that his father fled from Cuba when he was 14 years old, and he arrived in Florida. And and ultimately now he's saying to Colin Kaepernick, send us that fool to Cuba so he can experience oppression. Somebody's saying right here, so what is being done? What are you doing right now? I'm a reporter, I'm a broadcaster, and proudly now I can say I'm a journalist. So registered and certified. So my job is to inform. Your job is to also to inform and to defend and to do something about it. How's everybody doing? Wow, man, what a live feed on a Sunday right here at a park. Beautiful day, man. It was sunny outside, and now it became kind of cloudy. So I will accept a couple of questions before I go. I'm an hour and 1 minute in. I've been watching all your comments right here. Watching all your comments, and some of them are kind of off. Some of them are good. But I read you, all of you guys. I read all of you guys. And a lot of people say like, hey, you know what, Oscar Blue? Oh my God, you confronted me at your live feed. No, you're coming into the live feed. You're giving an opinion to the message box, and you want me to not read it. You want me to read it and not say anything about it. But when I read it and say something about it, oh my God, you're confronted. Come on, stop being a liberal, man. Stop being a snowflake. You come over here, you ask a question, and if it is of an interest, let's educate each other. A lot of people have educated me on a lot of things, man, and I have read a lot. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, this is good. Let me just read it right here. This question right here. Shaylee says, Mancinelli says, do you feel that we are on the verge of a civil war? It's not a civil war. No, it's not going to happen. And United States citizens need to understand that this is not going to come as the movies. This is not the movies. This is not the tanks. This is not the jets. This is not, going like the wars at Saving Private Ryan. This is not going to happen like that. It is a globalistic taken over by these elite and demonic people that they're implementing, several things in the air that gets us infected. There are, they create globalization. That is the new way for you to kneel down into their international economy. And if you do not kneel down into the international economy, you will collapse. You will inevitably collapse. So, forget about that wars happen nowadays in the 21st century like they used to happen before. And it's nothing like that what it's happening to the United States of America. They're hurting the United States of America and making the United States of America kneel down by these globalization compacts and these, elite and, people that they have the power to do so. Donald Trump was a huge stepping stone for them. It was a humongous problem for him because Donald Trump was a guy that it was, oh my God, this guy's not going to agree with this. Oh my God, he's not going to agree with this. Oh my God, he's not going to agree with this. Oh my God, he's not. This is putting the money in the people's pockets and into powerful people's pockets. You hit him in the pockets and you will see all the creatures coming out of the pond. You will see all the creatures. And that is what, the past president of the United States did. He just went in there for 4 years, and look what he just did, man. He revolutionized the world of opening up your eyes that this is demonic people, that they are in power, that they're practically not, that they are making decisions over your life, over my life, over the world's lives on how it needs to be run. You're a robot for them. You're just a piece of meat for them. This is how you're going to do. This is how you're going to do it. And this is how it is going to be. Wars are now, you got a commercial war that is going on with China, and it happened when the pandemic hit. Everybody thought like, oh my God, yeah, we're the best capitalist country in the world. I understand that, but what happened when China pulled out? the United States started suffering because they had a big international trade, and the China got you accustomed to the cheap man product. China got you accustomed to the cheap man, to the cheap coffee, to the cheap products. And when he pulled out, you're like, hey, hold on a minute. Where are you going, China? Like, hey, no, don't just start. No, don't do that. Hey, where are you going? You're going to make me collapse. No. Again, another one that is going on, that is spiritual war. They're trying to take away God. They're trying to take away all the main beliefs into you know, I don't believe in conspiracy theories. A lot of people are saying, like, over here, conspiracy theories, and they're not conspiracy theories. I don't believe in Q also. So when people bring their Q and Ani or QAnon theories right here, I really don't put attention to them because I don't believe them. Q is not a legitimate, for me, person. Q is a group, Oscar Blue. Okay, all right, congratulations. But this is actually a spiritual war where you're seeing it right now in your schools. You're seeing it right now in your schools as they are trying to take away God from your schools. It's clear. It's clear as day, people. It's clear as day. And you see journalists that they're saying, like, the Second Amendment, the First Amendment says freedom of religion, freedom of belief, freedom of this, freedom of that. Yes, it is. But why you're trying to take away the freedom of belief of a Christian? Why you're trying to take away the freedom of belief of a Jehovah's Witness, of a Mormon, why are you trying to take away the freedom of belief of that? It's my body is my right. Right? We're in that ideology, right? And also it is a commercial war right now, a spiritual war, and also a race war that, they're trying to divide the people. Remember, you guys need to read, and I have a little special documentary that is, I've seen it, and I will start putting clips of it so you guys can understand, what is somebody says Q is our military intel. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. How did that go with the elections? If Q is your military intel, my God, how did that go with your elections? Everything that they were saying. How did that go? It went right. It went great, right? So if Q is your military intel, my God, your military, it is so incorrect then. Holy cow. Just saying. Right there. And, it's really important that we need to, going back to the topic, we need to understand what is the most important thing. That is to keep informing and to keep saying what is actually happening, people. Keep informing and keep saying what is actually happening. Really, we need to be more open into getting our feelings outside of getting our feelings outside of our comfort zone. And really just, basically, I have this comment right here on the live feed. I'm sorry, Miss Shaylee. I forgot about removing the comment. I'm sorry about that. Not to put you on the spot. I didn't want to put you on the spot. I apologize for that. So, it's amazing what is happening, man. It's just unbelievable. Race war. Look what Karl Marx said on his book. You need to understand what Karl Marx said. For order to communism to be achieved, you need to be you need to create confrontation. And if you create confrontation, you create division. Confrontation, the word confrontation, when you use in a system that you're trying to implement in the world, and you use the word, keyword confrontation, you are a problem, man. You're a disgusting problem because you're trying to confront people with, creating just basically fights. And that is what is happening in the United States of America. It's sadly, the United States now, it's being divided by confrontations. And one of the most, I believe that is, I said the other day, and I forgot my favorite one, but I believe that the best three presidents there's 5 presidents of the United States of America, which are the best presidents that ever existed. One of them, it's Abraham Lincoln. And Abraham Lincoln said this: the United States is not going to be divided by outside. is going to be divided by within. How accurate is that man right now? How accurate is that man right now? And if you listen to Reagan, one of the other greatest presidents that existed in this planet, listen to what he says or what is happening right now into your country. And if you listen, even if you listen to John F. Kennedy, listen to what he has said about protection and sovereignty and love for your country. Ultimately, if you listen to Donald Trump, you will listen to a person that is specifically talking about America first, our country first, always your country first. So this is our slogan at Border Network News, always your country first. God bless everybody that is watching. I extended myself a little bit. Now I'm right here at the park. It's really nice, man. Really nice right now. It's really nice outside. Really nice. So I want to thank everybody. Buy me a coffee is on top of the link. If you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting, buy me a coffee is on top of the link. Thank you so much for giving me the time of the day. You can follow me at Facebook as Oscar Blue, Instagram as Oscar Blue, YouTube, my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel as Oscar Blue. Give it a like. A lot of people are saying like, hey, I cannot comment. It's because you're not subscribed. Subscribe to the channel. You will get notifications. You will get this. You will get that. And also, you can follow me on Telegram as Oscar L. Blue. Thank you so much. And I will say something before I go. Everybody sending me, really beautiful messages into my, my private account and also into my email and all this kind of stuff. I want to say to every single one of you, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. We could not do it without you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless every single one of you. Really, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Muchísimas gracias a toda la gente que siempre nos ha apoyado y que siempre ha estado detrás de nosotros. Es inevitable. Va a haber siempre problemitas aquí, allá y gente que siempre anda arrastrada, pero siempre seguimos nosotros adelante. El chiste es ir adelante y sí se puede, señores, sí se puede, claro que se puede. Every time there's going to be, individuals that they're trying to get in your way, but this is always to keep forward, keep moving forward, man. It's always forward. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much. And somebody said, Oscar, you were a better journalist than many in MSM before you were certified. MSNBC, man. I don't. Fake news. Good. MSNBC is good. Fake news, man. Telemundo, Univision. What the hell with that, man? Stay away from that. Stay away from that. God bless you all. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, peace and love. Because always your country first. God bless.
Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and What do you think, Sarah, this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
Couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening?
y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country.
Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.